and welcome to 2021, our Tuesday night team call. Marilyn Mosier here. Hope you're having a wonderful week and want to toss it to our host tonight is Pro 5, Denise Rack out of Rock Rabbit. She's an amazing leader, an RN, nurse, legal nurse consultant, and also a life managed leader that is our team leaders, and we love her to death. She is full of lots of information, and she and Julie are you going to help with the call? I didn't know for sure, but we're going to talk about goal setting.
I'm here.
Yeah, Julia is going to share the screen and I'm going to do the talking, right, Julia?
That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
I'm gonna
Can everybody mute if you want, just to kind of help the sound and everything. For some housekeeping things, Marilyn Moser and Nikki Elsing are the Wednesday evening presentation. And so make sure you jump on for that. I'm real excited to see those two team up. Thursday evening, again, we have the regularly scheduled team meeting, and that's at 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Nikki and Marilyn's are at the same time. And then Saturday we have success training. They're switching up the success training a little bit, and we're not going to have the Sunday evening training. So just kind of a heads up on that. But we do have all of these YouTubes of prior success training and prior Sunday training. So make sure you utilize all of those free advantages. So yeah, I don't know, maybe, do you want me to share the screen or you, Julia?
What I have, Denise, is I took pictures of the book. I took 4 pages, the pages I assumed you wanted me to take. So I can, it depends. I mean, if you have it handy. Or
well, and I don't have those pictures, but I do have that short little PowerPoint that I sent to you.
I have had such a busy day. I didn't even have a chance.
It was, you know what? So I'm going to share, and I will just share this real quick.
Okay.
And then Julie is going to share some of the additional information that we've got. So I'm just going to go over this really quick. I am one person that has failed at goals so many times. And last year I started out with really good intentions, and last year turned out really bad for me, but life gets in the way. And so this year I took some very specific steps, and I was very blessed that I was gifted this book. And it is called a Soul Planner. And I know Kim has talked about it before and has raved about it. So I was very excited. There is planning. It's quite an intense book. It's a lot of work. But I'm trying to start out right. And so I'm utilizing this. I'm utilizing an Andy Andrews training, and I'm utilizing a Mel Robbins training. In doing so, though, my biggest problem can sometimes be planning too much and not having enough action. So what I wanted to do is share with you something that was new to me. And so I'm going to make this really brief so we're off on time. And it's really aligning our goals and our values and how to put that together. And so can you guys see this? Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
So the Soul Planner, can you guys see that slide?
Yep.
Okay, the Soul Planner, you can go to thesoulplanners.com. It's really a cool planner if that's your cup of tea. But I'm just going to share some of the things it said, and then after I'm done with these 5 slides, then we'll have Julia show part of the Soul Planner, because she has one that's not all marked up, and so she took some photos of it. What I found very interesting in this planner is before you're making your goals, clarify your values. I had never seen that approach. Values are not our end destination. There are stepping stones to help us set the correct goals. We often don't reach our goals because they're not correctly focused with our values. And so we're swimming against the current. So you look at what's really important to you, how you interact with other people, what motivates you, What do you want to stand for? What qualities do you want others to see in you? Sorry, because of my penmanship here. Values are ongoing and cannot be achieved like a goal. They're more like a guiding principle. I thought that was very, very interesting. And Julie is going to share for just a whole bunch of values in which you go through and you rank, and they may not seem that really unusual to you. The other training that I'm doing is very good as well, and anybody can jump on this. This is a 4-video set, and it's 1 video a week, and I'm on week 3, but you could go to melrobbins.com/incredible year, and you can go there and sign up for these free videos. And so far, she's not selling anything. She's just helping plan to take action for 2021. And it's very casual. She does these great videos. She has handouts, and it really correlates a lot with the soul planner. You cannot look ahead without reflecting on where you were. So if someone asks you how to get to your house, your first question usually is, where are you now, right? So we need to look at our past year to determine where we need to be now and where we're headed. So Mel asks a series of questions regarding the good, the bad, the highlights, the hardest parts of last year, what you learned from it, what lessons will you take into this year, and especially the one thing you commit not to going back to. That was really a big deal for me. Personally, it was a very emotional year, but also I learned a lot about myself because of those emotions that I had to work through. I learned some very good lessons, and I especially learned some things that I do not want to go back to. And she wants us to look at what we need to bring to the next year, what made us stronger and what made us proud. Then as she goes on, her focus is clarifying the difference between dreams and goals. And this is a big deal. If you think about it, dreams are big. When we've done vision boards before, those vision boards have been our dreams, right? We were told to cut out pictures and do visions of what we want as our end result. But she says that's the wrong way to do it. It's great to have those visions of what do we want for our end results, and those are our dreams, and they're easy. And she uses the analogy of easy as E for energizes you. They're aspirational, they're spacious, they should really be big, and they're yours, they're not anyone else's. But goals are very specific and they're hard. Goals are habits, they're action, they're reachable, and I like this one, do for D, as in do it even when you don't want to or you don't feel like it. That's a big one for me. So you're supposed to find your top 5 values with the Soul Planner. Now, these are some of mine that I wrote down: faith and hope and peace and contentment, humor and joy and laughter. I kind of lumped some of them together: wisdom, productivity, and personal growth, persistence, endurance, and productivity again. That's a big deal for me. I wrote it twice. But if you look at your top 5 values, then you go back into how to set those goals by rooting your values with your goals to bring more meaning to your efforts and increase the likelihood of sticking to that goal. Now, if your goals clash with your values, or your values are missing from your goals, then you may wish to reconsider your goals. And she really pushes to dig deep and make 2021 something something to you. Not just a bunch of goals, the same time thing we have every year. Lose 20 pounds, make more money, spend more time with our family. But to really make a yearly plan, utilizing the lessons learned from last year, the changes we want to make, and taking that yearly plan and then breaking it down to a quarterly plan, and taking that quarterly plan and breaking it down to a monthly plan. And on the monthly plans, you actually break them down to weekly plans in order to reach the goals and make them small, actionable steps. Remember what were goals with Mel Robbins? They were hard, they were habits. Do them weekly. They were actions. They were reachable, and they were do them anyway. So one thing that Mel Robbins talked about that I thought was very interesting is she focuses on the word manifestation, which she states differs from visualization. She disagrees with visualizing the end goal, like I said, and because she says that's discouraging. If we visualize that rank advancement and we see the Jeep or whatever, that we just get discouraged and we kind of berate ourselves. And it goes back to that negative talk that we so often do to each other, or ourselves, I mean, and that can be discouraging. She recommends visualizing the action. And in her vision board, her actions are things like her running in the rain to make her fitness goal, her doing cold calls or Zooms, or ours would be one-to-ones. That action of breaking down how to get to our goal is the actions of doing those calls, working on the app, learning the app, but then doing the app, learning how to do Instagram, but doing Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. And then if we visualize these steps, we feel the accomplishment of succeeding in these steps. So that's where I'm coming from. And is that of interest to you guys to talk this over a little more? Julia, why don't you share those values now? I'll undo.
I just think let's all sit here with this for a second. I mean, you just whoa, my brain's like, whoa.
I know there's a lot of information. And if anybody wants to quickly put together 5 pages, I will send it to you.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing what you put together. We all need to let it sink in. The one thing that, and maybe we can all just kind of go around and respond. What kind of hit you from what Denise just said? What hit me was Stu Brody 2 a day every day. I mean, I really seriously, I just love Stu Brody and everything he's taught over the years. And he makes it so simple. That's why I love him. And how he teaches, he's like 2 a day every day. So you wake up every morning and say, Lord, who can I bless? 2 a day every day. So you're listening to people all day long, you're present with them, you're sharing this information because this information is important to share. And whether they decide to look more into it or not, it's their choice, but 2 a day every day. So for me, action, I can have that as an actionable goal. And I love what you said, Denise, is that it's not the end result. We're not visualizing the end result. We're visualizing the actions, and then those will lead to that end result. So if anyone else wants to please go around and share what came to you. That came to me. I loved it.
Speak.
I have the soul planner, and I had it last year too. Well, actually, I got it in June. And so I really appreciated the going back to the values first, because I feel like so much of the time I was making goals and leaving out the values that really meant the most to me. And being able to look at those values first enabled me to look at my yearly goal, and as I broke it down into 90-day action plans and broke those down. And now as each 90 days come up, I'm looking at it at 30 days, month by month, to what's going to get me to the end of my quarterly plan. I really look at the balance of, am I fulfilling each of the values that I hold nearest and dearest to my heart? You know, am I getting a little piece of each of those values into my life? Or is one of them getting left out in the cold? You know, often we can be so focused on work that, you know, we forget to laugh. You know, we forget some of the joy and the peace that comes with it, and pretty soon we're feeling overwhelmed and buried. And other times we can be so at peace that we forget to work. You know, and so just to be able to balance and blend those values, you know, into each week, you know, each day can have a focus, but when you can, you know, stop at the end of the week and say, okay, what got left out here that is important to me, it enables you to keep that balance. I am finding in a different way. So I really appreciate looking at my values first.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay, so I missed the first couple minutes, so I might have to check you for some notes later. But and Kim always has been telling me about her soul planner. So when I got here and I pulled up the thing and it was like soul planner, I was like, oh, I totally missed it. But technically, Kim's been like updating me on hers. I like what Julia just said about the 2 a day. I was gonna add to that and be like, yeah, that's really good advice. My problem is sometimes I'm like, if I do 2 a day, you know, if you keep doing 2 a day and some days you do 10 a day, but then the next day you do 2 a day again. Sometimes I'm like, if I do 10 a day, then the next day I'll be like, I get swamped. And then I'm like, oh, that's okay. Yesterday I did like 10, which is the wrong attitude, because it should always be just hit back on 2, right? Don't try to like make excuses for a day. Oh, I'll do 4 next day. No, that shouldn't be. I think the habit is I should just get into thinking always 2, doesn't matter what you did the day before or what you can do tomorrow. And then what the most intriguing part for me was, Denise, when you said the vision board, but you separated it between dreams and goals. And so it's really not a vision board, it's more of a dream board. All the things that we want to be at the end of our dreams. And the vision, we should have a vision board that's like standing up front in front of people or doing that Zoom meeting, or all that hard stuff should be the vision board of what we have to do to get to the dream board. It's kind of, because the vision board never really made sense to me. Like I have it, it just doesn't really do it. It doesn't inspire me to go do all the hard. I just want to stare at the dream board and do nothing, right? But yeah, so I like that.
Kathy, were you going to talk?
Yeah, one goal that I really need to start working on is reaching out to people before I find that there's something wrong with them. Within just the past month, 3 that I know very, very well diagnosed with cancer. 2 of them not good at all. Not good at all. One just found out last Wednesday. They had him in the hospital, already doing chemo Friday. That's how bad, you know. So I reached out actually to a sister of the guy's wife, because Brittany's got so much on her plate right now. Plus they just had a new baby that's about a week and a half. I mean, so we're always kicking ourselves for not getting out there and reaching out first. You know what I mean? Even if it's just to drip a little bit on people. So that's gotta be that's a biggie for me right now. And it just always seems to be cancer. It just, I don't know if that's what God's intention was. That's why I had to go through it, so I could reach out to other people, or just what, but you understand what I'm saying?
And it might be that God had you go through it so the people will listen to you.
Maybe. And that's, you know, I really thanked the gal yesterday, because I said, you have a hard time having people. And I think that if you drip on them before an ailment, I don't ever want somebody to think that, okay, this is going to be the cure for you. I don't ever want them thinking, okay, I want you to buy this because it might help you. You know what I mean? when
Or
they're
you're a
going
predator,
through
or you're a
something.
predator and you're looking for giving them any false hope, and you're just looking
Right.
for a sale. You're not just looking for a sale. You're looking to
Not at all. No, that's not me at all. So, I mean, that's why I reached out to the sister, yesterday, and I've known the family forever. So I felt like I could do that. And she actually jumped on PubMed as we were talking, and
Kathy, maybe, and this is really good. I mean, I had about, I hear you, because I've experienced two today, two people today. One actually passed away, and this was someone else's story. She's another distributor. It's her mother, and that passed away. And then another one is one of our business partners, and it's her mom.
okay.
Too. So I'm with you on that. And here's the thing I'm wondering is in regards to cancer, the thing that pops into my head is the Washington State University study. And just to say, because when you go to table 1, it says cancer there and it says preventative. In parentheses, it says preventative. So if we talk about, listen, I had cancer, right, Kathy? I had cancer. If I would have known about this before I had cancer and know what I know now, I would have started taking it right away. I'm not saying it cures, treats, mitigates, or prevents anything, but what I'm showing you is here's a study, and what we're looking at here is oxidative stress and cancer on PubMed. So, those are some, and I'm talking out loud too, so I can do it better too, because I don't either. I do the same thing. I wait until someone tells me they have a problem. And I started taking Protandim because I saw it turned off the genes in Alzheimer's, colon cancer, and heart disease. And I thought, well, holy moly, if I can start turning off those genes decades before it shows up,
Right.
then I do that. So
Right.
I need to share it too. And
Yep. Yeah. Well, with the gentleman, he's only 32 to 35 years old. I'm not exactly sure just how old he is, but, he's got some form of leukemia, and I can't remember just what it is, but I did a little bit of research on it after I found out what kind it was. And there's a 35% survival rate for adults, and that's it. And I want him to get this in his hand, into his body as soon as he can. He's in a hospital right now. His body reacted pretty well to the first chemo treatment last Friday. So they're actually introducing something else tomorrow. It was supposed to do every Friday for the next 8 weeks, but they are going to try something else tomorrow since his body reacted in a certain way to the first one. So there's a possibility that he might be coming home this weekend. And I don't know, going through it myself, what I know now, I wouldn't be afraid to take it during treatment at all. I wouldn't, but I totally understand if a person doesn't want to go there. I totally get that. They're going to go with what their oncologist is telling them, but I just want them to learn about it, and then as soon as he can, or if they find that it's not working for him, get going. But
and maybe we can just be honest and just say to people, you know what, you're healthy right now, and I would much rather share this information with you now because I wouldn't want to do it if it's too late. I mean, this is just something you should know about now. I mean, because I'm with you, Kathy, when people are to that point sick, well, now I can't say this is going to cure anything.
right.
I don't want to give that false hope, like Denise said, and it is more difficult at that point then. So we just need to be honest with people.
Yep. No. Thank you. But
Often what I say to people, Kathy, is it's just be very genuine. It's on my heart to share this with you because I wish that I had even known about it sooner, but it's changed my life. And you have a little bit of time that I can share just a little bit with you. It's okay if you say no.
yeah. Yeah. So, but boy, every time you turn around, there's somebody else. It's driving me nuts, but it's the way it is. So,
Anybody else want to talk?
Anita, did you want to share?
I'm just, I wanted to say I'm kind of just been discouraged, but that's just my situation here. But I did share with someone today. We had to get a battery for our truck. And as I talked to the guy while we were waiting on some things, and he was talking about COVID and his son has breathing problems and just different things. And at the very end, I said, you know, and we talked different stuff. I said, I'm in a company and they, it really is something that can help immunity and different things. He goes, I'd like to know about it. He said, let me give you my card. So, you know, I think for me, I need to work on follow-up. I need to work on being able to get out there and share and not be overwhelmed. But I also have somebody that we've dripped on some, and the restaurant business isn't doing very well. He's the one that was in sports medicine, not as a doctor or anything, but he trained and hasn't gotten much into the field that way. And he is looking for another something. And so I've got a couple of opportunities, so I got to get encouraged. We've changed our whole way of operating from office practice to other, and it's been with everything else, it's been a hard transition for me. So I'll just be honest with you. So I have to even think what values mean to me in the midst of everything going on. I'm completely laid down myself. Sorry.
You guys, we will pray for you, Anita, as I do anyway. We will, Julia's got a couple pages that she made a PDF of, and we can throw that in the M&M chat thread, right, Julia?
Yeah, what I did is I have, it's actually, Denise, I put 4 images. So I took the 2 pages of the values and then the life audit, or basically that, and the other one. But Anita, you know, to your point, I mean, basically, invite, tool, team. And even if you invite, right, you're talking to the sports medicine person,
Right.
just text me with him, and then we'll loop in the team, right? So just all.
Yeah, I thought I would get you in on that. I thought that you would be a good one for that.
Keep it simple, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking of multiple tools that I would share with him in regards to sports medicine. So just keep it really simple for yourself right now, because it is true. You've transitioned from, you know, getting to Pro 4 within your clinic, and now, okay, how do I do this outside the clinic? So now it's invite tool, team, and just text us, and we got it.
Okay.
We'll help you.
So would I just let you know, hey, he's available to get on a call when are you available, kind of thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. I like, you know, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, all of us do it, right? The elite, everyone follows this system. It's what works. So no matter.
Well, I haven't had a chance to share any kind of business with him. We've shared products and we've talked to him several different times, and his phone, it was messed up and stuff, but now we're got back on track. And he said he's hardly making anything. He has a young daughter. And his wife, I think, would be someone also that I think I can see them doing it together, but we just got to present it to them.
Yeah. So again, just if you have his cell, text, hopefully, you know, that's probably the easiest way, but as soon as possible for them, right? Because it's for
Right.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's looking. And if we don't do it soon, he'll look somewhere else.
Right.
Right.
And we know how good what we have is.
I know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay,
Thanks.
good. Mhm.
I will drop these notes in the M&M chat as well. These
Do you
4
wanna-
pages. Okay.
Want to screen share, or don't you have those, Julia? Do you have them to screen share or not?
Yeah, I do. Want me to?
Sure.
Okay.
Good job, everybody. And this is
I
great.
unshare first. Stop share. There you go.
Okay. Let's see. Oh.
Yeah, and I took some pictures of what you put up, Denise. So it'll probably be clearer when you put it up.
Well, I'll send it as a PDF.
That's great.
And yeah, go on to, you know what, Anita, that Mel
Yeah.
Robbins is free. It really might just be something that will kind of spur you as far as how she puts things together. She's extremely casual with it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I actually, when when you all shared it before, I actually went on and looked at it, considered it. So I have looked at the calendar.
Okay, yeah, the soul planner, but you can
Yes,
do
soul
a
planner.
lot of this just in a notebook, but
True.
or a calendar, just a calendar.
Right.
Really important to try. I think the big part is writing it down and having that action plan. And if you're a list maker, and which I am, making that list, that are you doing it every day and checking it off, yes or no, is a real big deal.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would help me.
Here is just what some of the values are that she lists off. There's 40 of them. I mean, there's 40 values as far as to spur your imagination, you know, your thought pattern, achievement and adventure and authenticity and beauty and art and compassion. And then you rank them, whether that's highly important or pretty important or less important to you. Then you go through it and determine which are the highly important ones.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah, because when you were talking about it, I was like, I don't know what values I can come up with.
Right. So
just thinking in the raw.
I wouldn't have either, but it was the values that she had put on, and it's just fascinating. It's a lot of work. The planner's a lot of work, right, Kim? I mean, it's a lot of work. but it is a process, and I needed the process this year.
Yeah.
Then the other pictures that she had,
I can pull them up. Let's see. I think
I actually believe I have a copy of those values I can send out to you. I've sent it to you, haven't I, Vanessa?
Are these them, Denise?
I think I did.
This is how she reflected. This is how the soul planner reflected.
Hmm.
And then how she did the annual life overview, where you put it all together and what your year, you sorted out your, you know, which personal and for business. I really like that.
Oh,
And
and
my-
to your point, because I think a lot of this overwhelms people.
Right.
So
It truly does.
Yeah.
You got to break it down.
And it says it
Oh,
right here. It says, if it overwhelms you, it says, just ask these questions. How do I want to behave in this area of my life? How do I want to grow? What do I want to achieve? I like that. So that helps you focus on it.
You know, the biggest thing when looking at this stuff is don't overthink. Just, you know, it doesn't have to be some grand philosophical huge statement. Just don't overthink, you know, like for me, when I thought about, you know, for my personal, which one is it, you know, spiritual for me personally, I just want to be in God's word every day. It's that simple. I just want to be in his word every day, even if it's 5 minutes. That's a personal, you know, goal of mine for 2021. Just keep them simple.
Good word. Thank you.
I just have a question for Kim. Kim, you sent me that Gold Studio, right? By the
Yep.
lady that does the soul planner. Is it?
Yeah. No, that's not by the lady that does the soul planner. That's a whole different deal that I really wasn't supposed to share. So yeah, one of those kind of deals.
I was going to say send it my way, but you can't. That's okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not supposed to share it. So
Copyright.
Or things in the chat, guys. So you should be able to like download it and print it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. This was excellent
Actually,
information.
I'll put it in a PDF. It'll be easier. Then you can just print the PDF. Okay.
And I'll put the slides in a PDF. Please forgive my typos. I just slapped it together quick.
It looked
It
beautiful.
was very good.
it was very nice.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Very, very nice.
My word for the year is embrace. So in whatever, you know, area or position I'm at in life or in the week or in the month or in the year, I'm trying to be more grateful for that and just be present and embrace that time. And so instead of looking, you know, 5 months down the road or where I want to be with my goals or, you know, trying to just embrace the moment, embrace the time that I have now and be thankful for that. And I think the end of the year with losing my dad, and just having a few minutes and days and weeks of just holding his hand while he's going through his last weeks on earth. I think that made me just realize the importance of right now, because sometimes I don't know, just look for other, the next week or the next month's goals, or I'm always just 3 steps ahead of myself instead of even appreciating today. Does that make sense? So, so yeah, I love this, and I've been filling out my planner as well. I love it. And, but like Denise said in that, in the notes, it's about taking action, because we can spend all day filling out a calendar, but if we don't pick up the phone or invite somebody, I noticed Maria just sent out a shareable for Nikki and my meeting tomorrow night. And Julia, you and Dr. Jess did a great one last week. So I just, these little opportunities, if you get the nudge that you should offer to help with any of these opportunity meetings that we're doing for our teams, are going to be so valuable, and just the little steps in growth that you can make on those. But we need everybody to step up and be part of that. Invite your people to those. Also, the Rise and Thrive page, if you're not on that yet, I implore you to please get connected to that and invite customers. I've been putting on people that aren't even customers yet, or just customers, and getting them involved in that group, because you never know where that's going to lead. And we're just doing information now. Tomorrow or Thursday, I'm supposed to do information on the fat burn on that page. So if you want to join in, or if you have anything to contribute that you want to be part of it, you don't have to be an elite to be on there to do a Facebook Live. It's for any one of you that wants to add value for wellness, for exercise, for mindfulness, or meditation, whatever, spiritual tips. But I really have a good feeling about our group this year. I just see some really strong leaders developing that are ready to hit the next level. And I think each one of you has such amazing potential, and I'm excited for you as well. We just heard tonight on our You Got This Club call, they talk about some new product rollouts coming, and I know there's one coming in March, like I talked about last week, that wellness drink that we're getting, so daily wellness. But there's just so many exciting things going to be happening in our LifeVantage company in the next year. So hang on, buckle up. We're going to have a great ride, and I love you guys to death. Thanks, Denise and Julia, for putting time into this training. I think it was excellent tonight. Thank you for all your help.
Yep. Great job, everybody. Love you all.
Thank
Let's
you
do it.
all.
Thank
Bye.
you so
Love
much.
you guys. Take care.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.